Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning from around the world. My Lord, look at all the beautiful people. Miss Pat Robinson, good morning. Looking for an IBO signed up in her organization today. I did a talk for the other day. Mr. Bill Howard, good morning. Miss Muskie, thank you so much. Mr. Freddie Sherman, drive safely, my friend. Miss Kathleen Williams, good seeing you. Miss Caroline Baker, drive carefully as well. I'd like to also thank Miss Joyce. Good morning, Miss Brewer. Thank you so much, Mr. Dale Ranson. How you doing, sir? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sensational. What you eating, girlfriend? Anyway, out there in Florida. Mr. Julian Lewis, good morning, sir. Regional Director. Mr. Payon, I like that blue hat matching that top. Looking good, sir. Mr. Lance Kelly, good morning for joining us. Ms. Eileen, thank you so much. Pat and Frank Bowman up in Elk Grove, California. Hey, sir, you look great. You look great. Miss Melissa Vaughn, hello. Where's that beautiful smile of yours I normally see? There it is. All right. Hello, Miss Belinda Batiste. I like that top. You just look so gorgeous sometimes. Hey, Marie, good morning, dear. Good seeing you as well. Mr. Casey Carter, drive carefully, sir. I like that striped shirt. Mr. Ismail, que paso, senor? All right. Love it, love it, love it. Mr. Bree Clemens, can we give him a hand for putting all this together for us? Mr. Bill Bailey, thank you so much. Mr. Marvin Carter, good morning, driving that Pepsi truck. Kathy Furman, thank you so much. Thanks for joining. Miss Jones from Crew out in South Carolina. That lady's always faithful. Thank you so much. We want to thank Mr. Brian Baker, Regional Director out here in Vegas. Mr. Gaston, thank you for joining. Miss Konohara in Japan, thank you, dear. That lady is so faithful, her and her husband. I tell you, amazing. Celia in Woodland, California, thank you. Sam Foster down there with the TD Jakes Ministry, sir. Congratulations on all the hard work you're putting in. Miss Marcia Carter, good seeing you this morning. Mary, excuse me. Dr. O, did I pronounce that right? Good morning. Mr. Dwight Williams out in Houston, Texas, joining us, man. We got the big guns out. Mr. Winston Herbert, thank you so much. Mr. Mills, thank you so much. Mr. Jeremy Park, thank you so much for joining. Mr. Al Randolph in Oakland. Ms. T. Hayes, you look wonderful as always. Mr. Walker, thank you so much. Mr. Daryl Marin, thank you so much. Let's see here. Who else got on here? Miss Evelyn Phibbs, Regional Director, thank you so much. Miss Christina, good morning, dear. And Miss Anna in Texas. Miss Ed Navarro, man, my money's on you, but got to go. Mr. Hussein Ismail, the speaker of the day. Her husband's on the line. He always supports his wife. What a great guy he is. I love that guy. TJ, thank you so much in Ohio. Miss Allen, thank you so much. Rose Guerrero King, thank you so much for joining. Mr. Chris King, it's good seeing you doing better, sir. Mr. Ryan Swallow, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Miss Gill, thank you so much. Oh my goodness, we are going crazy here. Miss Tracy Gilmore, good morning. Miss Luana, Regional Director out of Fresno. Miss Evelyn, thank you. Muscat, good morning. Miss Jan Park, thank you so much for joining. Also, Mr. Irvin Herrero, my God, look at that gentleman. Regional Director for joining the group this morning. Thank you so much. Mr. Harold Garrison, thank you so much. Mr. Singh, how you doing, sir? Talked to him last night. This young man is absolutely amazing. Can you take his phone off of mute for a second? I want to share something with everybody about this guy here, and I want him to say a few words. If you can get him off of mute real quick. He called me last night. He says, Mr. Thomas, I am going to blow this business out of the water. And we talked for about 5 or 6 minutes, 10 minutes or so. And he got pulled into another MLM before he was doing ours. Did better here than that one. And everybody ganged up on him and was going to excommunicate him, if I can say that in the right way. And he said, okay, I'm in. And then he called me like, he said, Mr. Thomas, that ain't working. Well, it's hard when you have a chargeback. It's hard when the industry changed. And I told him our industry is going through the roof right now. He said, okay, I'm all in. What I got to do? I'm all in. I'm all in. I'm all in. I'm all in. Starting right now, I'm all in. I'm building every call. I'll be on the call tomorrow. I want to talk to you right after the call. I want to get a game plan together. And I want everybody to tell how many services did you get in. And just when you got started with us about a year or two ago, tell her, I think you're still on, your phone's still on mute. You're still on mute. There. Mr. Bree Clemens, can we take him off mute, Mr. Singh? There you go. You're good to talk.
Perfect. Thank you, Mr. Thomas, for the opportunity. Starting ACN way back, and I've always loved the business model. I've always resonated to the leaders, and going to LA for some of the calls and the Super Saturdays. I have loved it, and I especially got attracted to ACN for the gas, and that was pretty much did gas, all gas for I think good 2-3 months. Racked up a lot of 40-50 bills in 1 or 2 months, and I want to get back to that. Also tap into other services now. Uh, Go into it full steam. I have just turned 20, so I see myself here for the next 20 years, for the next 30, 40 till retirement. And I want to build my legacy here. So I need your help with that. And everybody on the call, we can all do this together as a team.
Thank you, sir, for sharing. He just turned 20. Now think about this. When he started a couple of years ago, he just went through customers like he was doing 20 here, 30, 40, 50, 60. He was going through, burning through customers like it was no tomorrow. And because he was so young and so sharp, they didn't want him, the other group. I said, I tell you what, when he started with us, he was honest. He said, look, I'm in another one. I said, I tell you what, you'll make more money doing this than any other company. And I said, because it's service orientated. It's not about, think about it, when things change like they have, what are people going to pay? Necessities, food, water, shelter, phone bills, right? Come on, everybody. Not the insurance policies, because it's an intangible. They can't relate to it. They got to be able to put food on the table. And we had this conversation. I said, now, he says, Mr. Thomas, I get it. I know where I'd have been if I just stuck with you guys. OMG, I'm never leaving you. I'm with you. I'm in thick and thin. And his mom got in and she kind of, well, anyway, I just want to say thank you. And I'm looking forward to talking to you. Great to have you on the call today. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into our call. I just wanted to give you a little extra because there are people out there watching you. If you stick in here, they will come back. They will stick with you. But you have to be rocks anchored to the, yeah. So with further ado, our guest speaker this morning, as you saw the text went out this morning, you saw two beautiful women on the call, on the text message this morning. I'm not going to tell you when they're going to show up or what have you, but every Monday in the month of December, one or the other or both, who knows what's going to happen, but it's your job to be on here. Without further ado, this young lady hails from Fresno, California. She has two little fur balls. I call them her little babies. And I tell you what, they just love me to death, man. They run around the house every time I come there. They jump up on, I mean, they just go crazy. But more important, her and her husband have just become personal friends of mine. They are just a dynamite couple, never leaving ACN. He flips gas stations. He goes off every day to handle his gas stations and liquor stores. And he lets his wife build the ACN business because, see, their goal is to slow down and have babies. Real 2-feet ones walking around the house with with diapers on. Anyway, without further ado, she hails from Fresno, California. We're so glad to have her. She has a great, matter of fact, I left my teacup on my other desk I'm in my daughter's studio and I left my teacup. So without further ado, from Fresno, California, the one and only, the incomparable Miss Natasha Ismail. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Thomas. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Mr. Ed Smith, good seeing you too, sir.
Good morning. So thank you so much, Mr. Thomas, for allowing me to be on the call today. We did get a little late start, but that was a surprise for me too. So Arjun, we missed you. Welcome back. And one thing that I always love about Mr. Thomas is just how selfless and how giving and how persistent he is. So I don't know if anybody else notices those things about him, but I definitely notice those things. And another thing is, in the mornings, every single morning, Mr. Thomas and I talk. So we have a call every single morning. And our first question to each other is, how are you? Right? We say, good morning, how are you? And our responses, we only have 3 responses. They might be in different variations. They might be, some days we're super perky. Some days it's like super excited, but there's 3 responses. So I want you to write these responses down. So anytime I ask Mr. Thomas, how are you? It's always amazing, blessed, or fantastic. Those are our core 3 responses that we go to. So have you ever come across someone that when you ask them, hey, how are you? They're just like, I'm okay. And it's like, what did you just say? Like, did you just say you're okay? What about the people, check this one out. Oh, I'm hanging in there. Okay, what are you doing? Bungee jumping? Like, are you bungee jumping? Are we like, what do you mean we're hanging in there? Like, what does that even mean? Or how many of you have gotten this one? Oh, just another day. Just another day. Okay, those people that say that stuff, this is how you need to look at them. What do you mean you're just okay? What do you mean you're hanging in there? What do you mean it's just another day? So number one, is your life really that bad that you can't say I'm doing amazing, or I'm doing fantastic, or I'm blessed? Think about it. So when somebody asks you, how are you? I want you to think about how you respond. Because when people respond in that way and they're like, I'm okay, it's just another day, I'm hanging in there, it's like, ugh, I feel bad for you. What do you mean? What do you mean? So how do you respond? And that's going to lead into the topic of today, which is how and who are you? So write that down. Now, those responses, I mean, I don't know. Some people try to change them, try to convince them, just like we do to join the business, but we shouldn't be doing that. That people are who they are before you meet them. Is that correct? People are who they are before you meet them. So have you ever thought about how important your response is? So when somebody asks you, hey, Pat, how are you? Hey, Catherine, how are you? Hey, Betty, how are you? What's your response? I know your guys, I'm just using it, you're on my screen, so you're my example. But what do you say? Are you one of those people that say, oh, I'm okay, or just another day? Oh, I'm here, aren't I? Like, what? What do you mean you're here? So think about it. And the reason I say the response is important is because what I started doing and what I realized was everything that comes out of your mouth is like an affirmation. So when somebody asks you, how are you? And your response is, I'm okay. Guess what you're going to be? Just okay. If your response is, I am blessed, what do you think you're going to be? You will be blessed. If you say, I am fantastic, what do you think your day is going to be? Fan-freaking-tastic, right? So I want you to start thinking about the responses that you're giving and the responses that other people give you as well. So when you come across people, first of all, when you smile at someone, they should smile back, but you can't really tell because we're wearing masks, but you can tell by their eyes if they're smiling at you. But you can tell a lot by a person and by their mentality, by the way that they respond to a simple question such as, how are you? Now, whatever the answer may be, that's what you're putting out into the world. So anytime you speak something, for those of you that have seen The Secret, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you've read Think and Grow Rich, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But your words are like a boomerang. Those words go out into the universe. Everything is about energy. And the call that Mr. Nelson did on Friday, we heard him talk so much about this. Now, think about it for a second. The people that wake up in the morning and say, oh, today's going to be just another one of those days, 100%. The people that wake up and say, oh, you know what? Today's going to be all right. It's just going to be all right. 100%. If somebody says, you know what? Today's going to be a great day. Guess what? 100%. Somebody wakes up and says, I am so thankful and I'm so blessed that I woke up this morning. I can see, I can hear, I can smell, I can taste, I can move my body. I am so blessed. How is your day going to be? How is that person's day going to be? Tell me right now. It's going to be amazing. They're going to have such an amazing day, such a blessed day. They don't even know it yet. But just by them saying that, just by you affirming that, your day is completely going to be changed. So what I'm trying to say is anything you tell yourself is so important. Anytime you're talking to yourself, be very careful because there's always someone listening. You are always listening to what you're saying. So what are you saying? Are you saying positive things or are you saying negative things? And it might not even be like, okay, let me sit here and have a pity party. No, it could be as simple as, oh, I can't recruit anyone. Oh, I can't get any customers. I can't do what she does. I can't do it like Mr. Thomas. All of that stuff. All of those are negative affirmations. Just think about it. The next time a negative thought crosses your mind, what's your body language like? What do you feel like? What's your energy do? What do your shoulders do? What does your head do? What does your posture do? What gut feeling do you get? Does it feel good or does it feel like, feels kind of gross? It feels like somebody just sneezed on you and you have boogers all over you. Okay, how's that? How's that? Boogers all over you for a negative comment. But when you're positive, how does it feel? Do you feel like you're happy? What happens to your voice? What happens to your body language? What happens to your shoulders? What happens to your head? If I asked everybody right now to close their eyes, do not do this if you're driving, because I know my husband's driving, Mr. Fetty's driving. If I asked you to close your eyes right now, so if you can close your eyes. Please describe to me a person that is negative all the time, that hates their life, that's depressed. Automatically, in everybody's mind, you saw somebody with slumped over shoulders, a low tone of voice, their head is looking down, their posture is not good. But then on the other hand, if I asked you, okay, describe somebody to me that is so thankful, that's confident in themselves, that's confident in what they're doing. They love their life so much. They love what they're doing. Now, automatically, what popped into your head? Somebody that had their shoulders back, their head up straight, their eyes open, they're making eye contact, they're smiling, right? Think about it. You can open your eyes now. You didn't have to double think it, or, you didn't have to think that through. You already knew. So I want you to start realizing and start kind of noticing your posture and your feelings when you start to get negative thoughts, when you start to get those ants, right? Now, I want everybody to think about a ship. So we've all seen Titanic, we know the story, right? I want you to think about a ship. So can we agree that when a ship is in the ocean, there's the waves, there's the wind, there's so many things trying to take it off of its course. So I want you to type in the chat, no matter what happens, no matter if there's a storm or there's anything going on, what's the one thing that directs a ship? So I didn't start out with the riddle today. I'm giving it to you now. I see Mr. Thomas. So what's the one thing that determines the direction of a ship? If you know it, you can type it in the chat. If not, I'm gonna tell you in a second, but I gotta give everybody a chance. The rudder, Miss Luann Pineda. That was like she's a regional director. She got it. She's on it. So the rudder determines the direction of a ship. And I want you to think about, in perspective, a ship to a rudder. A ship to a rudder. A ship, look at me, look at me, look at me. Hello, a ship. I can't even fit it in the screen. A ship to a rudder. So compared to the ship, the rudder is so small, yet it's the one thing that controls the direction of the ship, no matter what's going on the outside. And every single one of us has a rudder. What do you think that is? What's our rudder? Type it in the chat if you know. Let's see who gets it first. There's no prize, but I mean, you get a shout out. So the brain, mind, nope, 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 nope. Tongue, Miss Laura Pineda, look at her today, guys. That's the second one. That's the second. She's 2 for 2. You guys better watch out. 2 for 2. The tongue. Write that down. Your rudder of your life is your tongue. That determines the direction of where you're going. So then my question to you is, where do you want to go? What are you saying to yourself? What are you saying about yourself? Because you can't have a positive life with negative thoughts. You cannot expect a positive result speaking negatively. And we've heard Mrs. Driscoll speak about this before, is speaking life into things. So what are you speaking about? If you know that your tongue controls everything, if you know that what you say is what you get, ask and you shall receive, what are you asking for? Are you being negative or are you being positive? You are a product of your environment. Everybody for a second, look at my wall, because this is about to change thanks to Mr. Jabri Clemens. But look, what do I have behind me? I got a tiger, okay? I got a lion, and I have Rocky stuff because I love Rocky and that inspires me, right? So what does your environment look like? Because you are a product of your environment. Is it cluttered? Is it like you can't find anything, you get stressed out? Or is it clean? Is it simple? Is it a motivating environment? Do you have books everywhere? What are you reading? What are you listening to? What are you looking at daily? Do you have your goals right in front of me? I have 2 dream boards, not even one. I got 2, and Mr. Thomas has seen it. 2 dream boards. Do you even have your dream boards up? Do you have your goals written up? I've talked to a couple people on the call about, do you read your goals daily? Do you say your affirmations? And I didn't used to believe in that stuff. Like, no, we don't. I'm Middle Eastern. We don't do that, right? But once I started doing it, I was like, why doesn't everybody do this? This is crazy. But I learned all of that through this business. And had I not done it, I wouldn't have grown, I don't think, to the extent that I have. And I'm pretty sure you guys can all agree with me on that. Because the level of personal development that we do here outseeds everything. And we know that the success isn't about the money in the end. It's about the experiences, and it's about the person that you become in the process. I look back even a month from now, and even though from my angle, it's not as much as I could be progressed, but you have to tell yourself you're proud of yourself. You have to. You have to. Because if you don't, nobody else is going to tell you for you. Nobody else is coming to save you. I posted that the other day. You got to be your own hero. You got to be your own shero. So are you pumping yourself up? Are you encouraging yourself? Are you speaking life over your life? Or are you speaking something else and expecting life? Now, you are a product of your environment, and we've heard that. Now, there's a story that Mr. Thomas tells all the time, and I love this story. So if you want to take notes, but he obviously tells it better because he's like the master at storytelling. But one day there were these 5 eagles flying overhead. And they look down at the ground and they see all these little chickens pecking at the ground, peck, peck, peck. And then they see a baby eagle. And it's down on the ground pecking just like those chickens. So they're like, hey, yo, we got to go save them. We got to go down there. So they fly down there, and obviously the chickens are still pecking because they can't look up. So they're just down there doing their thing. But that baby eagle looks at them and he said, can I help you? And they're like, baby eagle, why are you down here with all these chickens? And he says, what do you mean? And he's still pecking at the ground, right? He's still pecking. What do you mean? Well, you're an eagle. You're not a chicken. And he stops for a second and he goes, ha, you're just trying to eat me. I know how this goes. You're just trying to eat me. You're just trying to trick me. I'm a chicken. And they go, no. Look at yourself. Haven't you ever seen your reflection? Haven't you ever noticed that you don't look like them? You don't walk like them. You have something about you. You pop your chest out when you walk and everything. Haven't you noticed that? And the eagle says, well, yeah, I guess, but no. You're trying to trick me. I'm a chicken. I've always been I've always been here. And they said, look, just try to flap your wings. Just try. Fly away with us, because you don't belong here on the ground. Fly with us. And the baby eagle says, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. I won't do it. And they say, but just try. That's all you have to do. So he opens up his wings a little bit and he flaps them, and he notices he kind of comes off the ground. And he goes, wait a second. And they say, see, look. So now you just flap them faster. And he starts flapping them and he goes, I can do it. I can do it. I can fly. And he starts flapping his wings and he takes off with them and flies up into the sky. Now, something about that is that there's a lot of people right now hanging out with chickens, but they're baby eagles, but they don't know it. And it's going to take all of us as a team, this whole industry, to really show people their potential, to really show them what their life can be like, to show them that they don't belong on the ground pecking, that they can fly, that all they have to do is try to flap their wings. We'll believe in them until they believe in themselves. Because that's how all of us were when we started. We did not believe in ourselves in this. But our mentors, like the Kings, like Mr. Thomas, like Mrs. Driscoll, like all of these leaders on here, they believed in us until we started flapping our wings and started believing in ourselves. Because you can't know what the sky looks like if you're always looking down and pecking at the ground. An eagle flies above the storm while the chickens get destroyed in the storm. An eagle flies above the storm while the chickens get destroyed in the storm. And if we don't help the baby eagles, what's going to happen? It's up to us to do that. But your ship can't move in the right direction if your rudder is stuck. Now, every single ship carries valuables. It carries cargo. It could be oil. It can be anything, Louis Vuittons, whatever, right? It can cars, whatever. It can carry anything. But if the ship never makes it to the dock where it's supposed to go, the goods never get delivered. So what good is the cargo then that's on the ship? No good. No good. Because if it gets lost at sea, nobody's ever gonna find it. We're gonna go Pirates of the Caribbean, go look for it. No, it's lost at sea. So a ship that's lost at sea has no value because it never delivered the goods. Every single one of us on this call has something in them, has that seed of greatness, has the valuables, has the goods. You have talents, you have skills that nobody else has. Every single one of you. Mr. Sherman, Miss Robinson, Miss Williams, Miss Joyce, Mr. Ransom, Mr. Lewis, Mr. Frank and Patricia, Miss Belinda Batiste, Mr. Ishmael, Miss Kenny, Mr. Payon, Miss Akiko, Mr. Carter, Mr. Howard, Mr. Singh. We have Galaxy J3 Orbit. I would say your name, brother, but I don't know it. Marie Belena, Miss Christine, Miss Didi, Miss Hayes, Miss Vaughn, Anna, Eileen, and Mr. Thomas. Caroline Baker, Crew, Darlene, Sensational, Edmund, all these people on here, every single one of us has those valuables that you are carrying on your ship. Your talents and your skills that nobody else has. But if your rudder's not working and if your rudder's stuck, you're gonna get lost at sea. And all the people that were supposed to get the goods from you are never gonna get them because your rudder didn't work. So if you know that your rudder is your tongue, and if you know that that rudder directs the direction of the ship, it's time we start using it. So now if you want to know how to use it, let me teach you how to use your rudder. So number one, you have to speak life. You have to be positive, and that's what faith is. Faith is believing even when you don't see it. And we've heard Mr. Williams time and time again, and I don't know how many of you have re-listened, but if I start a call from him or Ms. Driscoll or Mr. Nelson or Mr. Ton, anyone, it's like, I don't get through a call. I don't get through a 30-minute call in 30 minutes. I'm like, rewind, play. You know, like I have to keep doing that because that's what faith is. Faith is doing it without seeing it because you believe that it's going to happen. That's what courage is. Courage is doing it even though you don't see it, but because you believe it. And even if your belief is small, guess what? If you keep believing it, if you keep telling yourself that, if you keep repeating it to yourself, it's going to happen. You want to be RD? It's already done. The paperwork just has to catch up. You want to be RVP? It's already done. The paperwork just has to catch up. You want to be SVP? It's already done. The paperwork just has to catch up, but it's going to take work. So you got to put in some work behind that prayer. You got to put in some hustle behind that prayer. Because if you don't put in the hustle, you ain't going to get none. Okay. So just praying about it, just sitting there, just like, I wasn't going to go here, but here's the story. So just like this guy one day asked God, he's like, God, I really, really want some cake. Can you just give me some cake? Like he thinks it's going to drop out of the sky or something, right? He says, can you just give me some cake? And he goes, God listens. And he's like, okay, all right. So Monday, the guy gets flour. Tuesday, he gets eggs. Wednesday, he gets milk, whatever, right? The stuff for a cake. And he looks up and he goes, God, what is this? I asked you for a cake. I asked you for a cake. These are ingredients. And God says, I can give you everything you need to make the cake, but it's your job to make the cake. So you can have everything. Just because you ask for a cake doesn't mean you're going to get the cake, but look at everything. You have all the pieces. You have all the pieces you need. You just got to do the work. So just like that, just by asking for something, it's not going to happen. You got to do the work. Okay. What are you telling yourself? Are you being positive? What are you listening to? What are you surrounding yourself with? Are you around books or are you around chickens? Like, which one is it? Your last circle, just like, if they were going to take you there, you would have already been there. And you're not. So what does that tell you? You got to level up. 2020 is almost over. 2020 is almost over. 2021 is literally outside down the street and around the corner. But if you don't start changing now and implementing now, what's your 2021 going to look like? There's so many people out there right now that need help. There's so many people out there right now that are not prepared for what's coming. And remember, eagles fly above the storm. California, closing again. All those places, closing again. So what do you think those people need? They need hope. We are hope dealers. Look, you can fix your finances. You can be stable. You can make the money you want. You can have a different mindset. You can change your life. But if your rudder is not working, the goods will never get delivered. It's up to you. You're the ship. You have this business. You have hope. You have all of those things. But if you don't go, if your rudder is not working, it's not going to get delivered. And then what's the point? Lost ships at sea, what, we make documentaries on them like 50 years later, like Titanic? Okay, great. What happens to so many people that take their $1 million ideas or all of their ideas, that their thoughts that were just going to change the world, they take them to the grave? What good are they there? That's why they say the graveyard is the richest place in the world, because you don't know what ideas and thoughts were there. And we're never going to know because they're gone. We're never going to know. So another thing you can do is start telling yourself affirmations every morning. Start just, you know what I've been doing the past 3 days in a row, and it has helped me so much. You guys want to know? Let me check. You guys want to know? You want to know? Kenny wants to know. Kenny really, really wants to know. I love it. Okay. So, and Belinda. Okay. I see you. So this is what I've been doing. And Miss Williams. Okay. All my ladies. Okay. So this is what I've been doing the past 3 days that's completely shifted my mindset even more. I've been listening to Jim Rohn literally like every morning for the past 3 days. And it has been incredible. Because if you know who Jim Rohn is, you know he's one of the OGs. And just when he speaks, and just his style of speaking, and just what he says is like, oh my God, I never thought about that. Oh my God, I never thought about that. I had this weird, I'll tell you guys about it later. But anyway, so affirmations, okay? What are you listening to? You need to tell yourself, I am happy. I am strong. I am healthy. I'm powerful. I am blessed. I can do this. I can do anything. I've been chosen for this. But if you tell yourself anything else, then it's not really going to happen. Okay. So rewatch The Secret for those of you that have not seen The Secret. Okay. People that had diseases and were hospitalized got better by doing affirmations and visualization and all of that stuff. So I don't care what anybody says, you tell yourself, you direct your ship. You direct it, nobody else. Nobody else can tell you where it's going. If you can see, hear, smell, taste, move your body, you are blessed. You are blessed. There's people in ACN that can't see. They can't see, and they're still building this business. Do you know how amazing that is? That is so amazing, and it's so inspiring. Who are you inspiring? Are you inspiring anyone? There's so many people out there that ships are lost and they're never going to be found. In the storm, what does the ship look for? The lighthouse. Where is your lighthouse? What is your lighthouse? Is it RD? Is it RVP? Is it SVP? What's your lighthouse? Because guess what? In the middle of a storm, the ship, the captain on the ship only looks at the lighthouse and says, I'm going there. I'm going there. It doesn't matter what anybody else says, what anybody else does, what waves come, what sharks come, what whales come, they are going to the lighthouse because they're focused. they're not taking their eye off of it, because the waves are going to try to move you, that everything is going to come at you and try to move you. But just remember that chickens don't make it through a storm and eagles fly above it. And you got to be careful what you say to yourself, because you are always listening. So with that, Mr. Thomas, I will pass the call back to you.
Lord have mercy. Can we show some love to Miss Ismail? Let's give her some love. Come on, put it in the chat, put it in the chat, put it in the chat, put it in the chat. Wow, the ship, wow, your tongue is the ship. Your tongue is the rudder. Your tongue is the rudder. The Bible, well, let's see, Proverbs 18:21 says, and I quote, the tongue is has the power of life and death. Man, wow. Wow, the tongue, that's right. That little bit, the little part of your body has the power of life and death. That's powerful. That's so powerful. And what are you speaking to people? Speaking of rudder and ships, remember today is Pearl Harbor Day. So let's keep that thought. People that you know that might have survived that, give them a call, because Pearl Harbor Day today. We are dealers in hope. And I want to thank Miss Natasha Ismail. What a great message. Can we, come on, continue. Let's show her some. Wow, this is very powerful. Thanks a million from TJ. Thank you so much. Wow, this is powerful. Don't forget tonight is Power Hour tonight, 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific Coast time, 1 hour. Let's get those phones out and make some phone calls. Tomorrow, Jordan Atler will be with us. Wednesday, we've got Mr. Shaquille Cooper back with us on Wednesday. And then Wednesday night, I'm sorry. Tomorrow night is Tuesday night. Tomorrow night was 1 through 10. Everybody's doing a 1 through 10. On Wednesday, we got Shaquille Cooper. And then on Wednesday night, I will be doing a live call one more time. We're not recording it. It's not going out because we've got people's information on there. So we want to do that. But we're going to do it live again one more time. Make sure you, number one, make sure you call the people, say, I'm going to be calling between 6 o'clock p.m. and 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific Coast time. They've already seen the video. Get their number, get them on here, and you're going to watch me fail. Come watch me fail. You come watch me fail Wednesday night one more time. It was so powerful. We got 5 apps, 3 were already in the system, 2 other people's organizations. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for all that. With that said, can we give her one more round? Because before we end the call tonight, we'll see everybody tonight at a happy hour tonight at 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific Coast time. Bring your list, get them ready to get them to be able to see the opportunity on Tuesday night. If nothing else, on Wednesday night, we'll call them up and watch me talk to them. Take care, God bless, and what a wonderful Monday morning. And here again, remember the subject matter is how and who are you? That's the subject for the day. How and who are you? And how do you show up? God bless. See everybody later.